what's up guys? Crypto Keith here, bringing you the interesting news and updating you guys because it's important to understand what's going on. And there's a lot of people that leave a lot of stories out, a lot of stuff out that's going on. So I'm here to share with you everything that's going on that I see right now. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about Ethereum, the updates going on, the hard fork Casper. Now it has a new name that Vitalik has been working on a white paper for. We covered an article stating that he was basically almost finished the white paper for this. Ivan on Tech did an amazing video on the new name for it and updating you. I couldn't find very much other than Ethereum Casper. So if you want to know a little bit more about this hard fork, go on Ivan on Tech's channel. He has a great video. I don't know the title of it, but I'll try to find it and throw it down below. As well as some of these important articles will be down below and on my Twitter. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to look at the markets a little bit. And see that we're recovering. It's looking good. I have a lot of good news to share with you guys because there's been a lot of bad news lately, and we need to see some hope and some positivity. So I'm going to do that with you. I'm going to share a little bit of bad news, but actually there's overwhelming good news today for me to share with you. So we mentioned yesterday South Korea. In our last video, it was about South Korea. $600 million were seized from basically border control is now involved in seizing illegally traded cryptocurrencies. So basically what that means is that they don't want people moving money out of the country, which is weird because people usually use exchanges that aren't even in their country and invest in ICOs that are in other countries. But border control is mainly worried if you are, say, buying cryptocurrency, sending it to a family member in another country, and that they are cashing it out in that country. So South Korea is one of the first people to really create this new law called foreign exchange trading, illegal foreign exchange trading. So we might see that coming elsewhere as well. Also, South Korea has decided not to ban, and they have decided to educate the public through ad campaigns. So they're going to be running numerous ads warning people about the risks involved in ICO investing, mainly ICO investing. We also see that CME Group has said they're not interested in futures other than Bitcoin. Why is that? Is Bitcoin, when all these other authority figures are saying Bitcoin has a bunch of flaws and it's not, blockchain's good but not Bitcoin, and then we see CME only wanting to profit off Bitcoin and make money off Bitcoin. Is it because they're trying to manipulate the price of Bitcoin, or do they just want to get in on the immense value in Bitcoin? And if another cryptocurrency becomes that valuable, will they go after that for futures then? Ethereum futures are in the makings, in the works, and we saw that Bitcoin Cash contracts for differences were launched already. So interesting. Also in Canada, we have our first ETF, first approved ETF for cryptocurrency. If you don't know what an ETF is, actually my doctor explained it to me the other day. Always talking to me about cryptocurrencies, but we were talking about crypto and then marijuana stocks because I own those too. And he was mentioning how there's some good ETFs for marijuana stocks in Canada. Basically, it compiles, say if you just want to invest in that industry, it compiles multiple stocks. It's cheaper than buying each stock individually, and you just buy the ETF, and it's kind of a fund that you invest in all of those stocks, and if they go up, you profit. If they go down, you lose. So we have our first crypto ETF. Now there were crypto funds in the States. The SEC shut down one crypto fund because it had, I think it was 170 something% profits in 1 month. So they started investigating it. But is profiting a crime? Because it seems like it is, and that's the reason governments are going after Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, because people are profiting off them and because of the value involved. So let's look at some news stories today. I don't have a lot of time. It took me a while to get this together for you guys, so try to stick through till the end. But I don't have a lot of time anyway, so I'm going to try to do this video quick. I've realized when I stand, I don't end up doing hour-long live streams. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Stand, and then you want to get off your feet quicker, so the videos only end up being 10 to 20 minutes. So that's why I'm standing. Let's look at my screen here, though. Thank God you guys can hear me. Sometimes the mic's off, which happens to every YouTuber. That's why we're always checking. Guys, I did an amazing cryptocurrency rap. You should check it out. It's on my channel. John McAfee is in the thumbnail with a gun to his head. It's really like a crypto diss to all the big connectors, and you know, just what's going on in my head and in cryptocurrency in the past month or so. Okay, so we see here India, Bitcoin prices drop as media misinterprets government's regulation speech. Media, that damn media, they basically are a snake. Bitcoin markets are reaching fresh regulatory comments in crypto from India's finance minister, made during his most recent budget speech in the parliament. So the media misinterpreted. You know, I guess that's their excuse. We misinterpreted it, but the media is causing all sorts of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And it's the biggest tool that governments use to affect the population's mindset, and perceptions, right? So it's no surprise, but it's just a lot. It's very overwhelming, the bombardment, and that's why the prices reflect. But once we get all this regulation out of the way, once governments get their hands in it, then we can thrive. There's nothing holding us back after that point. So I'm going to go over a couple of these negative articles, and then we'll get into the good stuff. The positive news. Crypto rich and paranoid. Threats prompt radical security in Bitcoin. So basically, this is what CoinDesk is saying today. One of my favorite places for cryptocurrency news. They've been around. They're the first cryptocurrency media outlet. And I initially found Steemit through this media outlet in June 2016. So if you follow CoinDesk, you'll find all the good stuff going on in crypto and tools to use. But anyways, copycat Twitter accounts seek to scam crypto users. Santander to roll out Ripple-powered app in 4 countries. Ripple's worst hit by January market decline. Guys, I've been selling a bit of Ripple. You know, I'd be surprised if it goes back up to $3. If it does, I'll basically cash mostly everything out. Just keep a couple just in case something weird happens. But report, Bank of America, JP Morgan ban credit crypto purchases. Canadian regulators approve country's first blockchain ETF. I'm in Canada, if you're wondering. Botnet affects 500,000 servers to mine thousands of Monero. So basically, more malicious software that mines Monero on your computers. Monero being one of the easiest, computer-based cryptos to mine. And I'm looking into that a little bit. I want to start mining some cryptos and doing some staking and stuff. Former iced tea maker cancels purchase of Bitcoin mining rigs. So Long Island Blockchain Company, they've changed it from Long Island Iced Tea Company. Basically, it's a parent company. So it's not like Long Island Iced Tea is going to be called Long Island Blockchain now, but they are moving into blockchain, or have plans to. They put blockchain in their name, their stock jumped up. Now they're canceling purchase of Bitcoin mining rigs. Does it look like a pump? To me, it looks like manipulated prices just using blockchain, but not actually having any plans to go through with it. Chinese retail giant JD.com joins Blockchain and Transport Alliance. Texas takes aim at overseas ICO with cease and desist. Was that BitConnect? Because, I was saying the same thing. The SEC wants to get involved in things that they have no business getting involved in. Japanese regulators raid Coincheck in wake of $530 million crypto heist. So basically, this is an update. A week later, they got raided. So Japan's financial service agency on Friday morning carried out a raid on Coincheck, the beleaguered Tokyo cryptocurrency exchange. Coincheck was hacked this week, and hackers stole about 58 billion yen, or $530 million worth of the virtual currency NEM, and we went in depth on that story. I showed you some interviews. Some 260,000 Coincheck customers were victimized in the theft, although they were going to pay it back, right? They promised to pay these customers back. The FSA is now probing Coincheck's finances to determine how the hack took place, as well as whether proper security measures have been set up. This is actually good because I was involved when Bitfinex got hacked, and the way they dealt with it was half-assed at best, although they did have good lawyers and did it in a legal sense, in a way they couldn't get in trouble for. What they did was they created a token overnight, gave it value, and then paid back customers with that. Basically, they took money out of your accounts to cover their losses. And it's good that authorities are making sure, that they're not the ones stealing their own money, and claiming that it got stolen, and making sure that they are being secure with people's money. So this is actually a good thing, but it's kind of weird. It's kind of bad that they got raided. There's no need to raid them. They're an exchange, and this discourages people from opening up exchanges and things like that. So it's getting more and more legit, more and more regulated. Before, they didn't look at it like you were holding people's money. Now they do. So Ethereum, this is Ethereum Twitter. But what I wanted to mention was Dent. Actually, one of the coins I bought the most of last night and have been looking into and buying is Dent. It's a blockchain that can be used for numerous things. Superman did a great video about it. But basically, CNBC's co-founder of Investitute expects more projects based on Ethereum's platform will deliver through the year, such as Dent, a coin for buying mobile data. So in this CNBC article, they mentioned, or at least on this person's Twitter, the co-founder of Investitute is interested in Dent, and basically picks it out of all the Ethereum projects as one that could do well in this year. Crypto rich. Crypto rich. That's actually something we said in our song. Crypto life, crypto rich. Cha-ching. So, paranoid threats prompt radical security in Bitcoin land. What threats? So, this guy, I guess, Grumpy Nit, as he's known on Reddit, figured he had taken every precaution he needed to protect his crypto assets. After all, he worked as a security consult to consult banks, government, and multinationalists. He knew how to thwart hackers. We thought that about John McAfee too, though. Then he read, oh, by the way, I was with Rogers, and now they have voice recognition for when you call them to verify it's you. So all of this hacking where people access someone's two-factor authentication through their phone, calling their phone company, pretending it's them with enough information, basically that Google has on you. you can pretend you're somebody, take over their phone. So Rogers has implemented voice recognition now. It's already on my account. They don't need to ask me my birth date or anything, and it says 99.9% accurate, even when you have you're sick or have a cold. The only time it doesn't work is when you have leukemia or when it hasn't worked before. But so we don't need to worry as much, and things are happening. But I got myself a Yubico 2FA key. So it's basically a USB stick you plug in your computer, so that doesn't have to go through your phone for 2FA. Now, all exchanges don't have that. Bitfinex is the one that I'm using it on right now. So then he read about the armed robbery, the one that I've been covering here in Russia, where a blogger was boasting or bragging about his cryptocurrency value, and then he got home invaded, tied up, and robbed. His safe stolen with all his documents in it, and the kidnapping and the swatting. And he grew, in his words, quite paranoid as he continued to perform his day job and realized the magnitude of the new threats the community was facing. And this is why I have my security tips video, guys, and you shouldn't, even keeping it at your home, especially if you're vocal online about having cryptocurrency, don't keep it at your house. Your documents, how to get in, your recovery keys, even your ledger wallet, keep it at someone else's house. Keep it at in storage, or even if you have an office, they sometimes will raid your office like they did with Forklog, just a media outlet about cryptocurrency. They raided and stole their funds too, and they were trying to illegally steal the funds and convince the guy to transfer them into one of the agent's wallets. So everyone just wants your crypto, guys. So look at that video, watch my 10 tips, and one of them is separating your recovery key from your ledger wallet if you have one, as well as not keeping it at your house, keeping a second copy, things like that. So report, Bank of America, JP Morgan banned credit crypto purchases. So JP Morgan Chase will reportedly no longer enable customers to purchase Bitcoin with credit cards starting in February. Well, at one end, they bought a Bitcoin, they're creating their own blockchain, and they're shorting Bitcoin. And that's why they are working to help create fear, create uncertainty, because they have short orders in. I interviewed three of the largest, Joseph Young from South Korea, very good person to follow on Twitter. I interviewed three of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in India, Ucoin, Zebpay, and CoinSecure. Article coming soon on Cointelegraph. So he's a writer for Cointelegraph, as well as some other media he does, and he's based in South Korea. So he gets, really, if you want to know what's going on in South Korea, this is a guy straight from the source will tell you what's going on, not just what the media is telling you, but what actually is going on. So main points. It's one of the powers of the media is if you're not in a country, they can tell you whatever they want about that country, and you'll never really verify it. You just believe it, like North Korea. Main points. 1, cryptocurrency ban in India is just FUD. See, a lot of FUD going on. 2, finance minister's words grossly misinterpreted. Yep, probably on purpose by the media. Don't fall for it again, guys. Don't fall for it. And we need to spread this and prepare people for the attacks that are coming on Bitcoin and that have already happened, and educate people so they can know what to look for and point it out when they see it. So this is cryptocurrency market capitalizations. This is the point where it starts getting more positive, guys. So we're actually in the greens today. I just bought some yesterday. I bought Bitcoin and bought some alts, although they were just starting to recover as I was buying, because I did a video first, or worked on my my music video. But so some of the coins that did well despite the crash, or didn't crash so much, were Neo, EOS, because some coins lost 75% of their value, up to 75% of their value. Like, look at Ripple, look at Bitcoin Cash, right? Cardano, worth half of what it was at one point. Guys, I sold all my Litecoin, or most of it. But Neo is doing well. NEM is not doing very well. Monero's, staying consistent. Lisk doing well. Ethereum Classic is doing well. We have some news on that. And if you hold Ethereum Classic, you can get the airdrop that's coming. They're actually forking Ethereum Classic, and I'll share that with you at the end of this video. Populous, one of the coins that we bought a couple weeks ago. Qtum, it's an amazing price to buy right now, guys. It's been up to $80, almost $90 probably, and it's a great coin. Rayblox has rebranded into Nano, if you haven't noticed yet, but they still use the XRB symbol for now. Icon, good point to buy, guys. Steam, good point to buy. Binance, good point to buy, guys, as it was at $20. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Maker has been doing well. Walton doing well. H-Shares was doing pretty well there, and made me curious to look into it. Dragon Chain I own quite a bit of, and then yeah, guys, I haven't bought any Electroneum. Byteball Bytes was an amazing point to get into right around there. That's one that I actually missed out on buying yesterday. I wanted to. Around $300, I would love to buy it at, or, because I missed it. I wanted to get it at 200, but I missed out on it. Nebulous, amazing, and Dent. Guys, get some Dent. Not financial advice, but if I were you, I would get some Dent and Ethos. Okay, guys, let's move on. So NASA has awarded a grant for Ethereum blockchain. We mentioned this quickly yesterday. So basically, NASA has given a grant out for someone to research into blockchain and how that could help in space and things like that with their technology. So really, Ethereum's going to hitch a ride to the moon, but with NASA. So if it doesn't hit the moon by then, at this point, it's definitely going to hit the moon if the technology is being used in some sort of rocket ship or NASA's, computing system. They'll probably have a ledger where they keep data. So Ethereum will hitch a ride to the moon. We'll throw this article down below and tweet it. Twitter's really the best place because it's hard to throw all these articles down below. I do have a life sometimes. Beginner's Guide to Ethereum Casper Hard Fork, what you need to know. So basically, this is what I'm talking about with the hard fork. So turning proof of work into proof of stake, this is the main point, and scalability of the upcoming hard fork of Ethereum. The shift to proof of stake. So really, it's going to be optional in the beginning to switch over, but it's going to get harder and harder for miners to mine with proof of work, incentivizing them to switch over to proof of stake. So censorship, costs. This is a huge one, guys, because proof of work takes energy, electricity. So there won't be as high of fees to transfer Ethereum after this happens. So I'm very excited about it. There's a possibility though that proof of work, the people that have all their equipment and are mining Ethereum right now, will do their own fork so that they can continue to mine it. Although it's not very likely, it could happen. They could just switch to a new coin. But it's a good opportunity for someone to create value, although most of it will have to be airdropped to existing Ethereum holders, I would think. well, it's really up to the creators of the project. Bitcoin community artist launches crypto savvy game studio. $50,000 worth of Bitcoin. Okay. And then over here, we have gamer ammo. So I was reading this article, and it's quite interesting, actually. So, building which blockchain is the best for gaming, the gaming community. And obviously, you see Ethereum Classic here, but why? And this is something I've been wondering and wanting to do research into. Why do people still buy Ethereum Classic? There's some people that like it more than Ethereum. What uses does it have? What makes it different from Ethereum? And things like that. Those are the questions I have, because I sold all mine thinking it was, has no use, but I guess it does. And so Gamer Ammo owes it to our users to build our product in a way that puts them and their assets first. For this reason, we are proudly using Ethereum Classic for development. As members of the second wave of blockchain, we focus on one particular user group. Additionally, we are using our platform to declare that gaming is a profession. This idea will see more elaboration in our white paper, which will be live on our website soon. So you can keep up to date on Discord. They're basically putting gamers first with this platform. So how are they going to do that? Right. So for us, Ethereum Classic stood alone among the host of options. So they really didn't consider any others, because Ethereum is the best, in their opinion, for this, for a gaming community, or to build games on top of. Some in the blockchain space who claim to build for gamers, many have implemented on top of Ethereum. This choice that proves they are not in it for the gamers. They're in it simply for the blockchain and profitability of the marketplace. A product is worthless without some base level respect for its community of users. So Ethereum Classic is cheaper, and I guess doesn't have as much scaling issues. We'll look into it in another video in depth and compare the two. Really, they're talking about Ethereum and how it got attacked, and then they rolled the clocks back to basically reverse the transaction of this hack, where a huge amount of Ethereum got stolen. But it's in the early days, and Ethereum really, they launch first and ask questions later. So basically, they're building as they go. So they had to work a lot of these bugs out, and they're actually glad, almost in a way, after this hack, because it showed an exploit. But the point is that Ethereum rolled the clock back, and this is something forced on the blockchain, and it's not really decentralized. All those blockchain space who believe the fork shouldn't have happened put it, code is law, right? Code is law. If the code says it's possible, why manipulate it? So they're looking to create value for the entire gaming industry, and they're going to pay gamers for using their platform. So instead of monetizing gamers, we're not building with the goal of monetizing the gamer. We're building so the gamer can use our platform and earn money while doing so. That's our ideology of use and earn came to be. And we intend to pay our users just for using the platform. So if you're interested in gaming, this is Gamer Ammo. Look into it a little bit more if you're interested. Building on Ethereum Classic. And Ethereum Classic is having a fork, guys, and it's exciting, and it's coming up in a couple seconds here. This video is getting long, but there's a lot to cover. So let us remind you about the scam activity. Fake emails from Cointelegraph. So just be careful about that. So 14 days until the Bitcoin and blockchain and Ethereum super conference. So if you're interested in that, look into it. We'll tweet that on Twitter. Lunar blockchain-based knowledge-sharing platform is launched and open, so you can actually get paid in crypto to write on Lunar now, kind of like a Wikipedia on the blockchain. Also, basically input-output, IOHK, input-output Hong Kong. Daedalus wallet now supports Ethereum Classic. Guys, Ethereum Classic is moving up in the world. A lot of things going on. It's a good time to hold. So what did I do? I went and ran last night and bought a couple Ethereum Classic. Once I found out that we were getting this this airdrop with this new, basically, fork of Ethereum Classic, which we'll share. Canadian regulators approve country's first blockchain ETF. We'll go into that in depth on another video. Making a cryptocurrency utopia in Puerto Rico. So basically, what's going on is they're making this community where in Puerto Rico, where it's all crypto-based, decentralized, and peer-to-peer economy with no centralization. So in San Juan, Puerto Rico, they call what they are building Pertopia. So it's a building called Pertopia. But then someone told them, apparently in all seriousness, is that it translates to Eternal Boy Playground in Latin. So they changed the name. They will call it Sol. Dozens of entrepreneurs made newly wealthy by blockchain and cryptocurrencies are heading in masse to Puerto Rico this winter. They're selling their homes and cars in California and establishing residency on the Caribbean island in hopes of avoiding what they see as onerous state and federal taxes on their growing fortunes, some of which now reach into the billions of dollars. So this is a safe haven where you can get away from government, I guess. And we saw Roger Ver did a talk, I have it on my channel, where they want to create a non-country, basically a decentralized country. They said they have $100 million to buy land or buy land off a country or buy a country. And they said that they have countries interested, but I think this was a big marketing scheme to get attention. They even brought Ross Ulbricht's mother into the crowd to ask questions after she got the first question. You know, this is the type of thing Roger Ver does a lot to create attention, to create talk, you know, but nothing's really happened from what I know for the non-country by Roger Ver and the gang. But this Puerto Rico place could be interesting. I'm going to have to look into that because I want to live in a community like that. A community where it's, you know, like-minded people. You know, these communities are going to be created, you know, spiritual communities where, you know, people are connected to nature because, you know, a lot of people are going to choose to not live in this type of environment, especially when it becomes more digital. Here in Toronto, they're building the first digital city. So basically, it's going to be virtual. It's going to be a city with a digital layer to it. So everything, all the data of everything that's going on is collected. So everything is connected on a digital layer. So they're doing that test. Alphabet actually made a deal with our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, to do that here in Toronto. There's one little space left by the water that has no buildings, and that's where they're building it. And then they're going to sell it to other countries. That's going to be the prototype. So Hong Kong sets example, prefers crypto education over a ban. So this is where they're going to be doing the ads, taking ads out, mainly on ICOs, right? Launching a series of ad campaigns that intends to educate the citizens about cryptocurrency, especially ICOs. Well, that's good. Good in a way, yeah. Someone needs to educate. It's kind of like those, you know, this commercial was sponsored by the government of Canada, which is what we see here, but it's going to be one of those types of commercials where they're warning you about, you know, some interesting things. They'll probably be on the radio and on TV and on YouTube ads, social media ads, and things like that. So this is where I wanted to share with you guys. This is the last thing we're going to touch on. Coins for Ethereum Classic holders, 1-to-1 ratio. Make that money, use that money to make more money. Repeat. Believe in your trading and you will be unstoppable. So Ethereum Classic, Callisto sidechain is going to release a free airdrop of the new token to all Ethereum holders. Ethereum Classic holders, sorry. So lots of incentives to hold Ethereum Classic. It's probably going to go up in value. If it is, you know, some people say better than Ethereum, just like Z Classic is better than the forked new version, but way less expensive. So now would be a good time to get into these ones that are less popular, have less attention, but are maybe better and might have more use cases in the future. So Callisto is a different blockchain that is based upon Ethereum method with its very own cryptocurrency, CLO. Callisto presents a cold betting method that awards coin owners for being network individuals. It's going to be proof of work, and it will cause a 1-to-1 airdrop. So that's coming in March, guys. And my computer's, you know, getting slow and whatnot, so I'm probably going to leave it at that. But that was the end of it anyways. That was all I wanted to share with you guys. So yeah, have a great day. We'll see you later, and I hope you learned something. If you did, smash up those likes, hit the bell, get on our Crypto Gang notification squad, check out our past videos, especially the song that we made, basically BitConnect Diss. So have a great one, guys. We'll see you later.